welcome to BME's Comic Cover, episode 1, and this will be on the S.H.I.E.L.D.
Will this be a collector's episode?
It will be a collector's episode.
Episode 1.
Because this is the 50th anniversary of S.H.I.E.L.D.
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 As in the TV show, the movies, the comics, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
A 50th anniversary?
50 years ago, Jack Kirby did the first S.H.I.E.L.D. comic. So they're celebrating S.H.I.E.L.D. this month. Was doing a series of one-shots. And the 50th anniversary issue of number 9 that contains artwork from Jack Kirby from way back. Originally it was going to be called Death, but Stan Lee didn't like that, so they changed it to S.H.I.E.L.D. But the original proposal is actually part of this issue, so that makes it pretty cool because it's unreleased Jack Kirby stuff.
Oh man, oh okay, yeah. Now
So
we definitely okay.
Right there.
Jack Kirby, unreleased Jack Kirby ideas.
Yeah.
Being incorporated. And
Nick Fury.
Yeah, and easily, we could easily say one of the more popular titles right now, what with everything tying in with the Avengers, the show.
A pretty hit TV show going on right now. Whose season starts when?
As a matter of fact, it starts the 19th of this month, I believe.
And here's our page. This is the original page that Jack Kirby introduced S.H.I.E.L.D. with.
And I am a big fan of the show, so what is in this that would get my attention?
Well, for one, Coulson. Coulson is the star of this comic.
Oh, okay. Well, you
so
got
it's got all the
there.
characters of the TV show in it.
What about Quake?
Oh, well, since we're talking about Quake.
Because right now we're all wondering, because those of us that follow the show, of course we know, right now Quake is at this point, is she, she wants to be with S.H.I.E.L.D., she wants to be a part of S.H.I.E.L.D., but is S.H.I.E.L.D. going to accept it?
Yeah, especially with the new powers.
Exactly.
Everything related to the Inhumans, and those of you who watch and haven't read, they're incorporating a lot of stories from the Inhumans series into the TV show. You can tell from the end, it's like Black Bolt did this thing where he tried to make the whole world become inhuman.
Yeah,
he released the mist to everybody, so the last episode of the TV show, you can see where that was starting to happen in the show.
Yeah, I did notice that. Didn't I hear something about May was going to be playing a role in it too?
Yeah. Actually, I believe, I'm not positive.
The cavalry?
There's 2 one-shots left. Agent May has a one-shot, and then Nick Fury Jr., which is, the Sam Jackson style Nick Fury. So, but this week, Quake's one-shot came out. So, we have Quake here at the store. You want to come up and get Quake. And last week, Mockingbird.
Oh, well, it seems to me that, I could definitely say that kind of inspires me to want to check these out a lot too, because if it's running that close to the show, it's possible, well, it's possible, it's obvious. As much as I enjoy these characters on TV, I'd probably enjoy them a million times more if I could have a more in-depth look.
Well, I've actually read S.H.I.E.L.D. number 9, and the basis of the story is that the Agent of Death has been around since way back when, in the original run, and that Nick Fury, their immunism was erased, and several other agents that have been head of S.H.I.E.L.D. also know, including Coulson, but their memories have been taken away, and so he's tracking down this guy right now, and that's the basis of the story, while there's the flashback of the original Jack Kirby art, and it flows really smoothly, and that artwork was done in the late 60s. So it's a pretty cool thing to have Jack Kirby's artwork in the comic, and plus Jack Kirby's birthday was not long ago. So,
well, there's a million reasons this is definitely the smart choice there.
Speaking of S.H.I.E.L.D., we also have our spotlight of old comics that we have. It's number 5 of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Who does not recognize that iconic symbol right at the top of the cover right there? So many trips to the comic store, that stood out. That always stood out.
The other cool thing for any of you old comic fans that makes this issue pretty cool is that it was Jim Steranko that did the artwork and the story. So Jim Steranko's run of S.H.I.E.L.D. was classic. Anybody that's
and the cover says "Kill Nick Fury."
Nick Fury. So moving on, that was our S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. think, I mean, if you're a S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, why not come to BME and buy you some S.H.I.E.L.D. bags?
Well, I can definitely say, you know, obviously here, you're into the written format, I'm into the television format, and you have me interested in getting these issues. I mean, it's...
Personally, I found the 50th. I had been reading S.H.I.E.L.D. the comic steadily, a little bit here and there, and talking to people that I picked up number 9 because of the Jack Kirby things. Like, I want to jump onto this comic.
Yeah, well...
Because I'm a big Coulson fan. I love the shit TV show. I was late getting into the show, but once I got into it, man, that's one of the cool shows on TV.
I told you, and see something else. Anyone that's a fan of the show is also familiar with the hashtag, it's all tied together. And we all knew that did directly go with the show and the movies. Now, I'm beginning to think maybe they were trying to get you to check out the comics too. Because there's too many...
Oh yeah,
too many similarities.
I think
there.
the comic came out just because the show was so popular, and they put Mark Waid on it, which is, you know, once again, if you're a reader, you know the name Mark Waid.
That's
Kingdom Come, man. That's one of the best stories you can read of DC.
That's a name I'm familiar with.
Yeah, and he's doing a lot of cool Marvel stuff coming October. All different Avengers. He'll be doing that. And he, you know, he's been doing Daredevils. They're gonna have a new team on Daredevil in October, but his story arc is just finishing up now. The end of the Mark Waid Daredevil run is taking place now. Of course, we have all the Secret Wars stuff going on. We'll get to that.
Great time to be a comic fan.
Most definitely, and also it's a good time if you're a Star Wars.
Yes.
Those of you who are looking forward to the new movie, this is the comic book that will take you from Jedi to the new movie, and not just that.
With our childhood friends.
Exactly, my favorite. I love this lineup. Like, I'm so excited about this movie because I'm told Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, Chewbacca. That's the group.
Yes. Now, I love the extended universe. I have been in love with the extended universe since I read my first Kevin J. Anderson novel. I have been a fan of the extended universe, but at the same time, I'm a purist. I'm a purist, and these are the guys right here.
Not only that, Greg Rucka is the writer. If anybody's heard of Greg Rucka is one of the most awesome writers out there. He's doing some independent stuff. Lazarus with Image, which, you know, we carry that. That is a really cool comic. He's got a new one coming out in October called Black Magic. It's going to be with Nicola Scott, who's done a lot of art in DC. She's done some great stuff. Earth 2 being one of the best.
Now, I'm familiar with seeing that name on quite a few covers.
But this particular team did a run for Marvel of the Punisher. And my personal opinion is one of the best Punisher runs ever.
Oh, well, if you get chosen to work on the Punisher, it kind of seems like you better, you know,
oh, yeah.
you better have your skill set ready.
For those of you who are into the blank variants, in case you were to ever meet the team, you could have, I can't pronounce his name very well, Chicato?
It looks like Chicato.
Okay, if you were to go see Chicato at a convention, you have the blank cover, you will draw the cover there and sign it. That's why everybody likes the blank cover. So we got the blank cover here at BME.
Yeah, I noticed it right there on the shelf. Just walk in, grab it, be the first one to grab it.
And on Star Wars, we also have Darth Vader #9, written by Gillen. Once again, he's got one of the, I don't like those people's names, so. This ties into the Star Wars comic. If you're not reading the Star Wars comic, it takes place between A New Hope and Empire. It's written by Jason Can't Do No Wrong Aaron, who also writes Thor, which is one of the, oh man, Thor is a great comic if you guys aren't reading it. Thor's came out last week as part of the Secret Wars.
You know, I heard he might be considering actually adopting that as his official nickname, actually getting his birth certificate changed to Can't Do No Wrong, because you say it so much.
He should. Hashtag Jason can't do no wrong. Aaron. Since we're talking Marvel, and I just mentioned Secret Wars, everybody's favorite Marvel guy, Spider-Man.
Oh,
This
yes.
is part 5 of Renew Your Vows. Basically,
if you read Marvel, you've read Spider-Man.
you had to have read Spider-Man. If those of you who haven't caught up with the Secret Wars, since Secret Wars is going on, Doom is now God, all the different universes of Marvel have been combined into one planet called Battle World, and Doom is the god, and most everybody at least, has kind of forgotten what happened before. Now there's a select few that do seem to know, but for the most part, everybody's just kind of like it's always been this way.
That kind of sounds like a twist on the original Secret Wars. It sounds very similar with a little twist, only I believe the first time around they all still had their memories and knew what was going on from the get-go.
And it was like the good guys versus the bad guys, and even Galactus was in it, and the Beyonder was like, whoever wins gets better.
I was getting ready to ask, is the Beyonder responsible for this one too?
Actually, what happened was Doom killed the Beyonder and took his power.
Let's give Batman a power ring.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. But it's really cool. I have to say, I think Secret Wars was much better than the original Secret Wars. I know to some that might be blasphemy. I went back and read it. It's good. But most definitely Jonathan Hickman is knocking it out of the park with the Secret Wars. It's probably the best big major series out of Marvel or DC. And I'm a big DC fan, so I definitely have to say Secret Wars is the best.
And this ties into that?
Yes, this is basically Parker he's back with Mary Jane. They did away with that for a while, but this particular story
And he's in the black suit.
Yeah.
Black suit. Hashtag Black Suit Spider-Man.
They've got a daughter together, and they're on the run because, Doom doesn't want, he's like watching all the super powered people, especially in this particular, because each comic almost is its own different universe, even though they're all part of Battle World. And you have multiple Spider-Mans throughout Battle World. Like all the different universe Spider-Mans, they're all kind of there.
Oh, so we're going to be seeing 2099 guys?
Oh yeah, he's in there.
And Crimson Spider?
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, we have a poster for 2099 Spider-Man. There's every Spider-Man is in this.
Well, well, there. I think you pretty much sold us all on that one.
Morales fans.
So if you've been a fan of Spider-Man, if you're a fan of Marvel, if you remember the Secret Wars, if you love the Spider-Man world, then.
And it's a cool story too. He's trying to protect his family, so he kind of chilled out on being Spider-Man. But they kept getting closer and closer, so he just had to be Spider-Man. And of course, his daughter has powers too, so she's wanting to jump in. Mary Jane's like, "No, I would be a terrible parent if I let you do that."
Oh, so we're getting into that whole female Spider-Man.
Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen is in the Battle World universe. The cool thing is, for those of us who grew up reading Spider-Man and we're older now, especially those that are parents, I think a lot of the parents really like this particular version. It's like Spider-Man grew up with you, now he has kids. I don't know, I identify with the Spider-Man more because I'm older now. But he's still always been one of my favorite characters. Speaking of one of my favorite Marvel characters, Captain America and Planet Hulk. Steve Rogers was hired to go kill Bruce Banner on the Planet Hulk part of Battle World, and because supposedly Bucky Barnes is being kept, but we found out in the last issue, that maybe Bucky is actually dead and he's been tricked the whole time. I don't think Steve Rogers is all that cool with that. And he's got Yellow Dinosaur with him too.
Yeah, well, we'll right off the bat, anyone who's followed Captain America for any amount of time would kind of have to assume that Bucky Barnes will always be a very tender spot for Steve. Bucky is that carrot at the end of the stick most times, isn't he though?
Yeah, I mean, you can make Rogers do anything. Bucky Barnes is his best friend growing up, and I mean, he's always had his back. The Ed Brubaker run with Captain America, the original Winter Soldier story that they made the movie of, based off of that. It's great stuff, man.
Yeah, and they
I like Bucky being
well.
the Winter Soldier too. I think that's made Bucky into his own. He's kind of like the Dick Grayson of the Marvel universe, in my opinion.
Well, see, that's when I saw the films. That was one of the things I was really impressed with, is because the way they did the dynamic between Steve and Bucky in both of the Captain America films. I was like, yeah,
That's perfect.
I'm glad they did that, and it got me nostalgic. It got me nostalgic to go back to the paper, you know, and relive some of those moments.
Great segue, because Bucky is going to be in the new Civil War movie. And speaking of Civil War,
speaking of Civil War,
we also have the Battle World, Secret Wars Battle World Civil War comic. Now this comic is basically what if Civil War never ended. So Tony and Steve Rogers have been going at it this whole time, and Tony has one part of the country while Steve has another part. It's like America white, America blue. White and blue. No, it's red and blue. Whatever. I read so many comics, certain details do get kind of lost in the shuffle. But
yeah.
the point is that there's been some assassinations made on Captain America's side, and they're making it look like it's Tony Stark, but it's not actually Tony Stark. He's got She-Hulk infiltrating the Captain America side, trying to get to the bottom of it, and it looks like, spoiler alert, it was Bullseye.
Okay. That's kind of a little.
Yeah. And this is like an older Tony and older Steve Rogers. Like, while you have this Steve Rogers trying to kill Bruce Banner, over here you have this Steve Rogers fighting Tony Stark.
Yeah, you know, and I'm sure one thing. I mean, we can all agree on Civil War was such a good run when it was originally done that when it did wrap up and it did end, there were a lot of us that thought it was a little quick, a little hasty at the end. Like, you know, you could have really gotten more mileage out of this. And
most definitely, I mean, it's interesting because, you know, if you read the original, Peter Parker gave away his identity on TV, and then regretted it later and joined Captain America's side. You see, now he's on Captain America's side, but Mary Jane is over in Tony Stark's side, so he's kind of split from her.
yeah,
So he's kind of like Steve Rogers' side.
This concept really takes me back to the days of all the fun we had with those what ifs. Too.
Yeah, I think really, if you look at a lot of the Battle World, Secret Wars Battle World comics, they're all kind of what ifs. You know, what if this continued on? What if that continued on? You still have your main characters kind of sprinkled in there, but there's I mean, most of that's going to take place in Secret Wars. Doom has been not his normal self until the minute he saw Reed Richards again, who'd been locked in the ship. Reed thinks his wife and kids are dead. So when they ran into each other, Reed was a mess. And then he, you know, as soon as him and Doom see each other, Doom starts acting like the old Doom who killed Doctor Strange, who helped him get the powers. You know, and it's like good guys and bad guys are all kind of like different sides.
Doom, you're up to your old tricks again.
It's a really cool story for Marvel fans. If you're not reading Secret Wars, you're missing out.
Oh, and for such classic, iconic characters, villains, and heroes alike, and bringing back things that we're familiar with and giving them new treatments.
Yeah. And our last Battle World comic that came out this week that we'll talk about is Siege, #3, written by the same writer who's doing Darth Vader. And Darth Vader's been a great comic. I personally haven't read Siege, but I know a lot of my friends who are into Marvel love that story. I mean, that was a big story. I heard all about it. It's definitely one I would like to check out. And I've read most of the Battle World stuff. Future Perfect, Old Man Logan. I don't think I've read one that didn't like. Marvel was really like on fire.
The Old Man Logan, that was some really good stuff right there. I
mean,
no one can deny that. So.
And once again, a continuation of the original story as if it went on, but it's taking place in Battle World. Pretty awesome stuff. My company is my favorite right here. First, we'll talk about the most popular. Harley Quinn. And the cool thing about this, I was reading before pre-New 52, you had this great comic called Gotham City Sirens by the legendary Paul Dini from the Batman animated series.
Yes.
It was Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn. That was a great comic book.
And we all, I think the whole world agreed, you know, this could spin off by itself when we first saw it happen.
Oh, most definitely.
You know,
so
Thelma, Louise, and Louise.
We have 3 of them taking a road trip. I'm sure it's going to be real fun. Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti is on it again. The husband and wife team. Amanda Connor obviously doing the cover. Great artwork. She knows how to draw females really well. She's been great since she took over on Harley Quinn.
First time I saw these put together, the first thing that popped in my head is they are the anti-Birds of Prey. and we need to make this happen.
Yes. And they're supposed to be doing more with that team. You also have Harley Quinn and Power as a separate comic. There's plenty of Harley Quinn out there from Harley Quinn fans.
Everybody's favorite girlfriend.
Action Comics. Greg Pak narrated. The true story, I was skeptical about. Batman and Superman losing his powers, not wearing a cape. Everybody knows that Clark Kent's Superman. But once I read it,
he runs around in a t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, almost like the Grant Morrison run, which was a great run. If you are a Superman fan and a Grant Morrison fan, you need to read that original Action Comics run from Grant Morrison.
I have to say, it's funny how we all made fun of him wearing his underwear on the outside of his pants until he stopped.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, there's people that have gotten really upset over that. And I was like, man, just let it go. I mean, I love the traditional Superman, but you know, ditching his underwear is going to help people jump in and read his comic. Ditch the underwear. Come on.
And hey, don't know what you got till it's gone.
This is a great Superman story. This is going to be a classic.
Not that I'm aware of.
Same writer doing Batman, Superman, Batman and Superman. Of course, we have Batman v Superman coming up.
And how often do you see Batman Superman share the front page with it being a bad comic? It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. On television, it has always been the best. In comic, it has always been the best when they're together. And that's why I'm looking forward to the film.
Superman animated series, one of the best episodes, the world's finest episodes, Superman and Batman.
Yes, and you know, and for those of us that watched the Public Enemies animated film,
everything Bruce Timm does is good.
You know, you put these guys together, it's you've got a winning combination.
Justice League guys and monsters, we have that story too.
Oh yes. Oh, and if you have not seen it, you have to come get it.
I was talking about Jack Kirby earlier. There's a great documentary on there about the new gods. Not the most well-known DC thing, but it's so pivotal to the DC universe, especially the character Darkseid. It was created by Jack Kirby. Batman. And that's another cool thing DC is doing this month. It's the 75th anniversary of Green Lantern, so we have Green Lantern variants, and we have the Batman Green Lantern variant here. I think we have the Batman Superman. We have the Green Lantern variant.
Yes, right here. Right here.
So come in here and get your 75th anniversary of Green Lantern.
Look, right there. You walk in the store today, you walk out, 2 Green Lantern variants on 2 great titles.
Good time too to mention Batman Day is coming up September 26th. Don't miss that. We have the poster hanging up. We're gonna have all the usual stuff with Batman Day. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of giveaway stuff.
Yes, I was gonna say, didn't I hear something about a raffle of some sort?
Yeah, we're raffling something extra cool. You know, I'm sure any of the stores that are doing Batman Day are gonna have some cool stuff, but I have to say, we've got the coolest. Because we're gonna be raffling right away The Dark Knight Returns. Not just number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, the whole set by Frank Miller. This is like the classic. If you're a Batman fan, haven't read this, drop everything you did. Read this. It's even a movie. Pretend to the movie. It's good.
Tell Alfred to get the car ready. Slide down your pole. Drive over here quick, fast. Get in the raffle and get this.
And if you have already read it, this is the single issue, first prints. I would say they're about very fine condition too. I mean, they're in really good shape. So yeah, most definitely you want to come here September 26th for Batman Day. You get a raffle ticket so you can win the Dark Knight Returns.
Can't go wrong with Batman Day. And if you're going to do Batman Day, you do it right.
Most definitely.
Take notes.
Independent comics, First Notice, Saga's a big seller, it raves. A lot of reviewers love this comic. Brian Gabon, a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine, just always talk about Saga. This is issue number 1, and like with Marvel, they're giving away for $1.
Image always has a lot of great stuff.
Image is almost like the 3rd big comic, really.
Yeah, and I've always felt like, you know, that was the place where, you know, that stuff goes that isn't quite so mainstream, but it's still excellent. It's like they put it over there, you know. It's like, okay, this doesn't work with our normal lineup, but people are gonna love it, and Image always hits home runs.
All right. Next comic we're going to talk about is The Walking Dead. Huge thing. Everybody watches the TV show. If you're watching a TV show, you should be reading the comic. This is after the Negan thing, which I think the show's starting to warm up into. But this group that they run in now, it's like taking place a while after the war took place with Negan. You've got separate groups. Maggie has her own group. Carl's growing up. And there's this group of people that are wearing the skin from the zombies.
Yeah, and it's a great way to also find out more about your favorite characters. If you're a huge fan of the show, you know, and like, you know, I want to know a little bit more about Michonne or Rick Grimes. Go to the comics. I mean, this is where it came from. This is where it started. And anyone that reads the comic and watches the show can tell you that they're both great. They have their differences, but they also have a lot of similarities.
I think most people even say the comic really, because they could do so much more with the comic book.
Yeah, it's like when you watch a Stephen King movie and then you read a Stephen King book.
You even have some Stephen King.
Whole nother episode.
Dark Tower's Drawn in 3. Let's do another episode on that. But, you know, Walking Dead's the hugest thing that Image has got. I mean, it's hugely popular. You definitely ought to be reading that comic. Lastly, with Image, we're going to talk about Injection. This is by Warren Ellis. He did Red, which they made a movie of, had Bruce Willis in it. And he also was the one that wrote Extremist Iron Man, which is Iron Man 3, was based a lot of most of it. It's a little half of that thing.
Yeah, a little over. I mean, well, that was the direct inspiration.
Yeah, the origin in part 1 was Warren Ellis too, and that was in the Extremist story. They kind of split that story between those two movies.
And if you like the story, you know, that style of storytelling in that film or in Red, either one, then I mean, you got to understand, you know, these guys have their trademarks, their style, so you will not be disappointed if you enjoyed that at all. You wouldn't be disappointed coming to this.
Both of those movies are here too, just saying.
Yes, they're right back here.
Anyway, speaking of Warren Ellis, he's going to be doing James Bond 007 for Dynamite. I don't think he could have picked a better writer. He said it's a sciencey thing, and he said he's going to bring it back to the more Ian Fleming style.
And once again, going back to Red, if you look at Red, and then imagine him doing James Bond. You know,
man, it's so perfect. If somebody's going to pick up Bond,
it's not going to be your Quantum of Solace Bond. No.
This is Warren Ellis is a great writer, and him doing James Bond is about as cool as it gets. So
Martinis, women, gambling, gadgets.
This is going to be a future episode that we're going to just do. One episode is just going to be so I think we pretty well covered everything. Like I said before, Batman Day is coming up on September 26th.
Yes.
Friday Night Magic, we're going to do it at 6 o'clock. We're going to be holding tournaments with Magic fans who buy and sell cards. We're going to have tournaments here, gaming, and if you want another place to support, this is the place to be. BME is the place for comics and Magic. And you name it, we got video games, same stuff we've always had.
Still have the movies, the books, the games, the albums, the CDs. Now, got comics, got Magic the Gathering tournaments, got events. If you love comics, if you love gaming, stuff to get you interested.
This is the place to be. Make sure to check Facebook to get any updates on the prizes we're giving away this Friday. You can go to Planeswalker Owensboro, get the information there too. And
don't forget, Batman Day 27.